One more day, and the 2025 Tennessee football season officially begins. This is how Tennessee beat Syracuse on a Friday. Locked On Vols.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Friday morning, everybody, and welcome into Locked On Vols. I am your host, Eric Cain. Thank you so much for being here. Making Locked On Vols your first listen, your first watch each and every single morning. We are a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. Appreciate you everydayers for making this show your first listen, your first watch. We are free and available to the newcomers anywhere you get your podcast. And again, I'm your host, Eric Cain. I work for the VolQuest.com team, the On3 affiliate here in Knoxville. And it is a fun time of the year, especially when we're about to watch and see Tennessee football in action. That is coming up tomorrow, noon Eastern on ABC against Syracuse in Atlanta, Georgia, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today's episode is brought to you in part by our friends over at Gametime. You can download the Gametime app, create an account, put in the promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Okay, so as we do on Friday shows in season, Boogie Bentley, the Talking Balls Network, he's going to stop by for segments 2 and 3. Good conversation, good banter between me and Boogie, and you have that to look forward to each and every Friday show here during football season. We'll get that started here today in segment number 2. But first, I'm going to tell you how Tennessee beats Syracuse. Again, our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook, I believe that total is, it's the Tennessee's favored by 13.5 points. You got the total at 51.5. Tennessee is essentially a 2-touchdown favorite. Okay, Tennessee is supposed to win this ball game, according to the good folks over at FanDuel Sportsbook. And I agree. I think Tennessee's going to win this football game. I think that Tennessee's going to be able to cruise and win this football game. And again, that's no disrespect to Syracuse. Obviously I know more about Tennessee. I covered Tennessee, but I think there's more legs to stand on with the Volunteers in this matchup because there's a lot of newness for both teams. Syracuse offensively, everything's new. Tennessee offensively, most is new. I mean, I recognize that. So much production from a record-breaking quarterback is gone. From an offense that led the ACC in passing is gone. Was top 5 nationally. That's all gone. 1,000-yard rusher, 1,200-yard receiver, other receivers, an NFL tight end, 1,000-yard rusher. I already said that one. And then replacing 4 of 5 starters on the offensive line, losing 3 to the transfer portal. And I think Syracuse is in line to start 4 starters on the offensive line from the transfer portal. So again, there's a lot of newness. But again, we can flip it over and look at Tennessee. New starters on the offensive line, replacing 4 starters, a true freshman at right tackle. You've got a transfer portal guard who I think is going to be Tennessee's best one. I think Lance Hurd's going to be an NFL talent this year. He's healthy. He's down some weight. JOEY Aguilar at quarterback, new wide receivers. A couple of guys that have been in the system, but not a lot of experience. And, former 5-star Mike Matthews, 4-star Braylon Staley. We'll see if Brazel can take a step. Those freshmen and Travis Smith and Radarius Jackson who are going to play. And then, of course, the running backs. You lose the SEC Offensive Player of the Year in Dylan Sampson, but you bring back tons of experience in Deshaun Bishop and Peyton Lewis and Star Thomas. I think Tennessee's going to be able to run the football just fine because Tennessee's proven that it can run the football with anybody back there than 4 years under Josh Heupel. So there's so much more that you can stand on. I didn't even bring up the defense, okay? The defense, where Tennessee's expected to be one of the better units in all the SEC. I think Tennessee's going to win this game. I do. But we already did that. I gave my score prediction, which I'm going to change a little bit here from what I did on Monday's show. I like Tennessee in this one, and here's why. This is how Tennessee wins the football game. Put the football in Steve Angeli's hands, which that means shut down the run. Tennessee's defense was so good at shutting down the run last year. I think that's going to carry over into this game here in the opener. Syracuse does not have much experience at all in the backfield. A little bit of a different look compared to the run games that Tennessee sees in the SEC. I think Tennessee has a good opportunity to shut down that run game, make Syracuse one-dimensional, put the football in Steve Angeli's hands. Now, I'm not saying this because Steve Angeli's bad. I don't know what Steve Angeli's going to be. I don't know. He's been a career backup, okay? He's played a little bit, but he's been a career backup. I don't know what he's going to turn into. He could be really good, and I do think that Syracuse has some talent at wide receiver, just like Tennessee. They bring back a really explosive wide receiver on the outside, and Darrell Gill Jr. He was the 5th option last year. They bring in Jonte Cook to play the slot, a former 5-star. He hasn't done anything in his past stops. We'll see if it can translate here at Syracuse. So maybe, eat my words there, put the football in Steve Angeli's hands to go out there and win the game. But I think if you want to You want to put the load of a football game week 1 on a guy that was not here in spring. I think that's a winning formula for Tennessee's defense. Put the football in Steve Angeli's hands, make Syracuse one-dimensional through the air. Secondly, run your tempo. I've mentioned this several times this week. Syracuse cannot replicate Tennessee's tempo. They've never seen it. They can't replicate in practice. Sure, you have scout teams going fast, but you simply can't replicate, okay? When you're running scout team, you're looking at a play on a sheet, and then you're running the line of scrimmage and going, you cannot replicate Tennessee's tempo because Tennessee's tempo doesn't huddle, right? And not only that, even if you're running tempo in practice, it's not to the quickness and to the extreme that Tennessee will on Saturday. I don't know how fast Tennessee will end up going all year, but Tennessee's tempo needs to absolutely smack Syracuse in the face week 1, and I think that it will. Number 3, don't give Syracuse any chances, okay? Yeah, win the turnover battle, protect the football. We go to the maxims, right? But as we discussed on the crossover on Monday, how can Tennessee allow Syracuse to win? How can Tennessee allow Syracuse to hang in there? Turning the football over, giving up field position on special teams. Don't do any of that. Don't give Syracuse any chances to hang around here, and that would be by turning the football over or losing the third phase of the game, and that being special teams. So don't allow a team in Syracuse just to hang around, okay? And I think that Tennessee won't, but I do think that would be an excellent opportunity for Syracuse to be, as Mark Packer would say on Rivalry Thursday, hang around the chicken coop late in the fourth quarter, and you don't want that. And finally, play your brand of football. Again, run the football, play good defense. Joey Aguilar does not have to be Superman. We all know his stat lines, and Boogie will talk about this here in a moment. And I'll actually throw out the phrase, keep it simple, stupid. And that's what Tennessee needs to do. Be who you are. That's a running football team. It's a strong defending football team. Joey Aguilar does not have to go out there and sling it all over the yard and try to create something out of nothing or try to play from behind. If you do that, just be Joey Aguilar. Just be yourself. Go out there and sling it a little bit, but you don't have to put the football in harm's way. We all see the interception totals at Appalachian State. I mean, I hear you, that happened, but he's never been surrounded by more talent than he is now. And so just go out there and be who you are, Tennessee, and that is a running football team. It's a sound defensive team, and you should win this football game. I think you should cruise to a cover. I'm picking Tennessee to win 31-13 as I altered it a little bit on from Monday's show, but that's where I've got Tennessee 31-13 in this football game, and that is how Tennessee wins this football game. Boogie Bentley talking Vols. He comes up next right here on a Friday morning. Locked On Vols. We get you set for Tennessee and Syracuse. College football is back, and I couldn't be more excited. The tailgates, the rivalries, the energy in the stands, there's just nothing like it, but let's be real, okay? Actually getting tickets can feel like more than a battle than the game itself. Endless queues, hidden fees, prices jumping at checkout. Enough's enough, right? That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives you the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices with no surprise fees. What you see is what you pay for. I pulled Gametime. I pulled up the Gametime in just a few taps. I saw amazing deals. I'm talking about your favorite college football games as low as $25. The app made it super simple. I could even see my exact view from my seat before purchasing my tickets. What other platforms give you that option? Not many. So take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets this season with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, put in a redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Swipe, tap, download Gametime today. Boogie Bentley, you know it's football time on Locked On Vols when it's Friday morning and we got segments 2 and 3 of the show. It's Cain and Boogie, a little Locked On Talking Vols, we like to call it. I join your show on Mondays during football season. Already did that. That was a blast on Monday, and it's been a fun game week, man. It's been a bit of a circus this offseason. It's never easy here at Tennessee, right? I'm just thankful that we are one sleep away from football time.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk some football, and it's almost that weird moment, right? Because it's time. It's go time. Well, we still haven't watched any football, but we're one step closer. Time to go to bed, wake up, and let's get fired up for Tennessee and Syracuse, man. I think it's a good game to start with. Find out what this football team looks like. Stop talking about the question marks and start talking about what we actually see on the field on Saturday. I'm fired up, man. Ready to go.
I'm fired up, man. It's from Grant and I were talking the other day, and it's everybody's going to talk about Nico Iamaleava and him leaving the last day of spring ball, and then the swap trade with UCLA essentially to get Joey Aguilar here, and then the Boo Carter drama that was dominating headlines entering fall camp. Still don't know if Boo Carter is going to play a big role on defense. I think that very much for the Syracuse game. I think that very much is indicative on what the game is like, But like we just gloss over the fact that your All-American starting cornerback towards ACL training in January. And like that's so far in the back burner. That's how chaotic this offseason's been.
Yeah, but you know what? All that stuff that happened, even Nico, it's like it's not ideal. And people get mad at me. I'm not defending Nico in any way, shape, or form, but it's like there's so much stuff that went into it and how it went about. And it's not ideal to have QB1, right? It's not ideal to have QB1 hit the portal after spring camp. You lost James Pierce to the NFL. You lost Dylan Sampson, a guy that set all these records. Jamal McCoy tears his ACL. I still think this football team has a shot to go make the college football playoff. I do. And you want to talk about quarterback play? I think it's not far-fetched to say that Joey plays better than Nico did a year ago. And I think you can live on defense. You can live on running the football. Josh Heupel, he's going to run the football. They've ran for over 2,500 yards the last 4 seasons. I think that's the first time in school history that's ever happened. They are going to run the football, not to bury the lead when we get into worst-case scenarios. If they can't run the football against Syracuse, we got a problem against Syracuse. But I don't see that happening. I think we're going to live running the football. We're going to live on that Rodney Garner defensive line. So, yes, all this crazy stuff happened in the offseason, but you also added Colton Hood. You also added Sam Pendleton. You also added Wendell Moore Jr. I like this football team going into 2025.
I do too, man. And, it's funny, like, I feel like all offseason, or really all summer, I guess, since Nico left, like all summer, it's just been like, keep it simple, stupid, like run the football, play defense. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Joey Aguilar, from a stats perspective, can be better than what Nico gave you last year. And then I go in the caveats. Nico, obviously a higher ceiling. Nico expected big things this year, 3rd year in the system, 2nd year as a starter. You don't win Alabama game without Nico last year. Like, all that is true, right? But from a stats perspective, and I've said it so many times, I'm just sitting here like, man, people are probably starting to hear me and listen to me and watch me say this, and they're just like, dude, like, there's more to football than just that. And, like, I hear you, there is, but at the end of the day, I expect, to your point, I expect a good defense. I expect Tennessee to run the football, okay? I expect Joey Aguilar to put up, if he stays healthy and as the quarterback all year long, I don't think that Joey Aguilar will struggle as much as Nico did in SEC games. I can live with 4 or 5 more interceptions. I can live with that, man. Give me 5, 6, 7, 10 more touchdowns, okay? Give me 250 passing yards on average against SEC opponents. I mean, those are things that Nico didn't give Tennessee. Getting shut out 3 games in a row in the first half or whatever it was. And again, I'm not trying to slam Nico here. I'm not, because again, I'd be sitting here on this podcast if he was Tennessee starting quarterback saying, man, that level, if he reaches it, watch out, because that potential so high, right? But I'm with you, man. I like this football team. I like the makeup. And if you are a 2-loss football team in the month of November, you are right in the SEC. You are right in the heart of the college football playoff conversation.
Yeah, I mean, everything you just said, keep it simple, stupid. What did we do last year? 10-2 in a college football playoff run, right? And we ran the football and we played solid defense. And I think that this football team can do it again. The big thing is you look at the schedule, right? You got Georgia coming to town. You've not beat them. Josh Heupel has not beat Georgia. You got to go on the road and play Alabama, on the road and play Florida. And I think that's why so many of us are at 9-3. You said this Monday on my show. 9-3 is the lazy pick, right? That's the easy pick. It's easy to say 9-3. Well, what if you step up and you beat Georgia? Well, then maybe you slip up and lose to Mississippi State or Kentucky on the road, because Josh Heupel has also been known to do that. And that's why 9-3 seems so easy. But Joey Aguilar, like, the conversations all offseason would have been what you just said with Nico. It's all right. We're ready for him to take the next step. Do that next thing. Show us why you were the 5-star quarterback, why you had all the hype around you. We're never going to see that. But so many people were ready to flush this season down the toilet because we lost Nico. Those same people were so critical of the way that Nico played a year ago. So can Joey Aguilar give you a little bit more? I like that Joey rips it. Obviously, I've watched him play at App State. I'm a Joey Aguilar fan. I love the way he conducts himself. I love the way he carries himself. I love the way that he came in, put his head down, went to work, won over this football team, showing you what true leadership is, man. He's a mature guy. He's a veteran guy. I think the fact that he rips it, he wants to let it fly. He's going to stand in that pocket and take hits. He's not looking to bail. Now, can he? Yeah, he can escape the pocket. He can use his legs a little bit. He doesn't want to. He wants to stand in that pocket. He wants to deliver the football, and he's not afraid to let it rip. Mike Matthews, 5-star wide receiver. Braylon Staley's a stud. Chris Brazzell can go up and get it. So if you got a gunslinger, a quarterback that says, hey, I'm going to let it rip, think that sets you up with an opportunity to make some plays. You talked to Coach Hernandez. He said Joey can make all the throws. We saw last year, how many times did we have guys wide open? And we just couldn't connect, whether it was an overthrow, whether it was a drop, whatever the case may be, man. I think Joey could surprise some people in 2025. And I'm excited. I hope he does, because what better kid? He's a great kid. He's a great human. Man, he's you got to be licking his chop. He's been an underdog his whole life. His whole life he's been an underdog at the JUCO level. Man, I thought his career was over. Yep. I'm going to go be a firefighter. Well, here's an opportunity at App State. Let me go there and set records. Now he thinks he's at UCLA. The trade, the swap happens. I'm at an SEC college football playoff contender. You don't think he thrives off of this? He loves it, man. He's ready to go. And I hope he proves some people wrong this fall.
You know, it's funny. My freshman year of college, I had brief aspirations. It didn't go further than telling just a few people. I'd never, ever looked into it. But I had brief aspirations of being a firefighter because I want to be a hero. I want to be the guy, the stud, right? Like, I thought that'd be so cool. So when he said that the other day, I'm just like, oh, you know, I thought about that for like a month or two, because I mean, they are heroes, right? So I thought that was kind of funny. We're going to get into some picks and predictions and all that and more, but real quick, give me your thoughts on Syracuse. You know, I've done show after show after show, radio show after radio show, you know, this week, last week about Syracuse, and I've had Syracuse fans tweet me, and one guy, and he said he's watched all the shows this week, so I appreciate you. I forgot his name, but he sent me a novel, right? And at the top, he was like, I want to commend you on your coverage this week. You've done a good job, which I do appreciate. Then he goes into like 17 different things that I said, and he's cherry picking things that, you know, like could go wrong, or that's wrong, or that's wrong. We can cherry pick until, you know, the end of all times, right? I mean, we do that as well. Syracuse, I just personally, I don't. If Tennessee comes in, runs the football, plays good defense, I don't see this being a contest because they have so much turnovers on offense, so many unknowns. Same with Tennessee. I hear you. I think the difference maker is this Tennessee defense. I mean, Syracuse. I have no clue what to expect defensively for Syracuse. I don't know what to expect from Angeli because he's just played periodically. I think they've got talent at wide receiver. I don't think that they've got. They certainly don't have a running back room like Tennessee does. I have no clue about their offensive line because all but one they're all transfers. I think this is a game Tennessee should win handily. Am I off here?
No, I mean, look, there's a reason why Tennessee's almost a 2-touchdown favorite, right? There's a reason why the ESPN FBI has Tennessee at, 80-something%. Like, Tennessee has more talent. And you and I laughed about this Monday when we were talking about Syracuse because it's true. Look, who knows Syracuse better than a Syracuse fan? Like, if this guy eats, sleeps, breathes Syracuse football, of course he can go through it and find a path to victory. We do the same thing as Tennessee fans. That's why I can sit here and find a path to 10-2. Heck, I could sell myself on 11-1 for this 2025 season. I can lay it out any way I want to lay it out, but that's why you got to go play the games. But you know, it was just funny because you and I sitting down talking about Syracuse, and it's like, man, I can easily sit here and sell myself on them being an absolute dumpster fire because of the production that they lost. But then again, flip it on Tennessee. You lost QB1, you lost James Pierce, you lost Dylan Sampson. From the outside looking in, it's like, well, how are they going to run the football? They don't have Dylan Sampson. Well, we ran the football with Jalen Wright. We ran the football with Jabari Small. I'm pretty sure maybe me, Cain, and I don't know, Austin Price, throw us in the backfield. I think we can come together for maybe 2,500 yards. It's just, again, Kyle McCord, gone. Lost their tight end. Lost their, top 3 returning receiver. They lost so much talent. Defensively, you say you don't know what they are. I do know what they are. They're hot garbage. They gave up almost 30 points a game last year. So the guys that they have
turnover there
back,
as well. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, they were so bad last year, but still, even on that side of the football, tons and tons of 17-year-old true freshman, going to be a good player, but a 17-year-old true freshman corner. If I'm Aguilar, I'm going boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that all day on Saturday.
That was me. That was me mimicking the cornerback and just like throwing, just like Joe Milton style, just like repeat. Like, yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. A 17-year-old, you say? I wonder if they'll talk about that on Saturday. Look, they're going to talk about Nico on Saturday too, so just buckle up for that. But the bottom line is, I go back to what you're talking about. Yeah, we got some questions on offense. Joey Aguilar, the offensive line, the wide receivers, all those questions. I don't have a single freaking question about this defense. I think this defense is going to be elite. I think Rodney Garner's defensive line is ready to go. They're so deep. They're so deep. And it's expanding. It's not. We've been talking about Coach G's depth for a while. Now it's starting to get into that linebacker room. It's starting to get into the secondary. I think once McCoy's healthy, we got 3 of the best corners in the country in McCoy, Gibson, and also adding Colton Hood is huge. I just think Tennessee's defense and running the football, I don't think Syracuse can stop Tennessee's rushing attack. Would they give up 150 yards a game?
54 or something like that.
On the ground last year? Yeah, I think it comes back to, man, that's going to be the slogan for the year. Keep it simple, stupid. Run the football, play defense, and let's go win the ball game on Saturday.
There you go. Tennessee wins if. Syracuse shocks Tennessee if. More to come with Boogie Bentley as we continue on here on this Locked On Vols Talking Friday. Tennessee and Syracuse coming up tomorrow. Hey, Locked On Vols fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the Upside app today in the App Store or the Google Play Store right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo football, right? Easy to remember. Limited time promo football and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying gas that you already are buying, all that you need for an everyday basis. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. People say it's legit, man. No, but this really is legit. I promise you. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can as well. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, e-gift card, Amazon, or other brands. Don't let this offer drive by. That is my favorite line of this whole read. Don't let this offer drive by. Download the free Upside app now by using the limited time promo code FOOTBALL. And you'll get 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's promo code FOOTBALL. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. Go check it out today. That is upside.com. Hey guys, we have an important request. Locked On wants to hear from you. We put together a survey to learn about the listeners and make our favorite podcast even better. This is your chance to tell us what you like, which should be a long list for this podcast, right? What you don't like, which might even be a longer list for this podcast, and answer questions about advertising. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes the survey will be entered for a chance to win 10 100 Amazon gift cards. That's not bad. Again, that's lockedonpodcast.com/survey. Again, everybody that enters will have a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. LockedOnPodcast.com/survey. You can also find the link in the show notes. We really appreciate you guys for helping out. All right, Boogie Bentley back here, Locked On Talking Balls Friday. The last segment before it's football time for Tennessee and Atlanta, Georgia. I've been saying that all week long. I know people are getting tired of it. Keep it simple, stupid. Tennessee wins if
they run the football. That's it. And I think they're going to run the football. I like this running back room. Deshaun Bishop, what he's done with his body, man, he is jacked. He looks like an SEC back. He didn't look like an SEC back when he got here. But I think, between him, Peyton Lewis, and then Star Thomas, I don't think enough people are talking about Star Thomas. And I get it. Peyton Lewis, I said going into the season, he's going to end up being RB1. I think it's just going to be a true three-headed monster. We did a film breakdown on Star Thomas. Coach Jay really, really high on what he brings to the table. So I think you get it done with all three guys. This Josh Heupel scheme set up to run the football, effectively. We talked about it, 2,500 yards the last 4 seasons. And it doesn't matter who it was, right? Again, outside looking in. Well, you lost Dylan Sampson. You're not going to be able to run the football. Well, that's crazy because Jalen Wright did it. Well, before Jalen Wright, Jabari Small and Tyon Evans did it. Jabari Small and Jalen Wright carried the workload.
And that's just, sorry to cut you off, that's just a national perspective when you don't know the team, you don't follow it on an everyday basis, and I get it, but then again, a little research, not that hard to look up, right? Tennessee has done it with every running back they've had, or every running back room, I guess. Dylan Sampson's really just been the only one-man show, so I'm intrigued to see what that rotation looks like, but go on, sorry.
What do you think that rotation looks like? I think Deshaun Bishop will be the first guy out there, but I think all three guys are going to share that workload.
I can see it being it's weird because Sims' first year was here last year and it was a one-man show. Jerry Mack used to go two series, one series, and then the third would spell. And then second half keep him in. And so that third guy would get a lot of run, no pun intended, because he would spell the two guys that are in there in tempo and all that. So he would go, I believe, 2 series, 1 series, 2 series, 1 series, and then the third back would spell. So I have no clue what's going on. I think they're going to use Star Thomas, who I would have in that number 3 role, more than just that. But I do think it'll be led by Deshaun Bishop. I think he'll get the first carry. I think it'll be Deshaun Bishop gets the first carry, Peyton Lewis gets the second carry, and then Star Thomas. But as far as rotation, man, I have no clue. I'm super intrigued. Whoever's in there and dealing, leave them in there, man. Right,
go with the hot hand for sure.
I think what made 2023's roster so good at running the football was, and you and I have had this debate, Jalen Wright's stats were incredible. How much better could they have been? Or would they have not been as good or effective because he was tired? We don't know.
Yeah, there's something to be said about, running football, having a three-headed monster, wearing that other team down, man. Then you get late in the fourth quarter and you got the advantage, right? Especially you add tempo on top of it, go quick, spell guys. I just don't see how Syracuse is going to be able to stop Tennessee.
Dylan Sampson at Kentucky 2023 took over the fourth quarter. I think Wright was hurt or Small was hurt. Somebody was hurt, and it was Dylan Sampson's show. It was a preview of what to come for the next year, right? I mean, he had like 73 yards in the fourth quarter, the go-ahead touchdown. But that's the perfect example. In the fourth quarter, just own it. And that's what Tennessee and Dylan Sampson did on the road at Kroger Field 2023 to win that game.
Yeah, I think that is what happens on Saturday. I don't think there's Tennessee wins if. I think Tennessee is going to run it down their throat, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Tennessee wins along with that, okay? Tennessee also wins if you don't give Syracuse anything, right? I did a crossover with Locked On Syracuse on Monday, and he was like, I've been kind of looking at it a little bit differently. Like, I think Syracuse is talented, very level-headed, really enjoyed our conversation. He was like, very level-headed, but obviously Syracuse is a 2-touchdown dog in this one. So how can Tennessee lose this game is how I've been looking at it. And he was like, just giving Syracuse chance after chance after chance. Don't turn over the football, right? Win the turnover battle. At the very minimum, if you're not going to force any, don't give them the football. Don't give anything away on special teams. Don't allow Syracuse to hang around. Run the football. Don't allow Syracuse to hang around. On the flip side, and it might go on kind of what I just said right there, Syracuse shocks Tennessee. And I say shocks because, again, 2-touchdown underdog. Syracuse shocks Tennessee if.
See, this is why I have so much confidence, right? A Syracuse fan sits down and they're going to tell you how Syracuse wins, and they need A, B, C, and D to happen. They got to lay out 4 things if they're going to have a shot to beat Tennessee. I'm just going to say Tennessee just has to run the football. So Syracuse shocks Tennessee if a whole lot of things happen, right? And you say, don't turn the football over. I would say that's where a lot of people are going to go. They're going to look at JOEY Aguilar's track record. They're going to talk about the 2024 season. They're not going to talk about the fact that App State had no talent around him. They're not going to talk about the fact that App State was constantly trailing in football games, and JOEY Aguilar was trying to be a hero after he was not allowed to be a firefighter. He's trying to be a hero on the football field. So they asked a lot of JOEY, and that's where a lot of those turnovers come from. But yes, he does put the ball in harm's way. So a lot of people are going to say Tennessee loses if JOEY Aguilar turns the football over. I'm not even saying that. I think he can have a couple of picks on Saturday because this defense is too friggin' good. I think they're too good. And it kind of, go in the whole season storyline. I think, like you said, we can give up a few more interceptions from JOEY because we can trust this defense to go out and get us to stop. So Syracuse shocks the world if a lot of things go against Tennessee. You can't run the football. JOEY turns it over. You give up that special teams mishap. Don't come out like you did against Vanderbilt, opening kickoff, house call, and it's like, oh, no, this is a problem. Don't give them anything cheap. Don't give them anything stupid. Just go out there and be who you are, man. And I know I said this last year going into the first game against NC State. I don't really freaking care what Syracuse is. I want to see this is a Tennessee game. We're going to see what Tennessee's about. We're going to have Tennessee answer some questions. Way more about Tennessee, way less about Syracuse for me. But, hey, I got Tennessee across my chest right now. What do you expect?
What do you expect, right? Syracuse shocks Tennessee if a number of things, like you said, go against Tennessee. Also, an individual matchup to watch. Give me Jonte Cook in the slot. Former 5-star. It's not worked out for him anywhere else. We'll see if it works out at Syracuse. Jonte Cook in the slot going up against Jalen McMurray. How does that individual matchup go? If Cook wins some of those, do we see Boo Carter press into action? I don't know. Again, I think I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to myself about this. I talk a lot for a living. I don't know who I was talking to about. Maybe it was just myself on this show, but I think that's another pretty good way Hype on his staff have kind of gone about the Boo Carter situation. He's obviously been doing some punishment. He's not been at everything. He's had to sit out. He was not running with a lot of he ran with the 3s in the second scrimmage, didn't play any defense in the first. He's had penance, right? But if you don't want to play him for this first game, but you're kind of forced to, you've never been on record saying, he's on record saying he's available, right? So he's never been on record saying, Boo Carter won't play, but now they have to throw him in there. So I like the way that they've kind of handled all this. But anyway, I like that matchup, or I think that's a matchup to watch. Jonte Cook in the slot, Jalen McMurray at star. Give me your score prediction. I'm going to be short and sweet. I love the under. I think the under is in play here for sure. Give me 31-13 Tennessee, an easy cover, but I do like that under.
Yeah, you're right where I'm at. Syracuse just lost way too much on offense. Return a little more on defense, but again, like I said at the top of the show, that's a defense that was really bad a year ago. It's just a game. I think it sets up for Tennessee to do what we've said this entire 2 segments. Keep it simple, stupid. Run the football. Live on that defense. 31-10 Vols. Like you, they cover, but I don't think they hit the over.
breakout player? We don't have to go like too in depth in this, but who's your, outside of Joey Aguilar, which we all hope it'll be, who's your breakout player? Who are we talking about Sunday morning at church?
I hope we're talking about Braylon Staley. I love Braylon. Braylon came on our show way back when nobody was coming on our show. He's a good kid. He's a kind kid. He's a well-spoken kid. Love Braylon. I love his entire family. Man, I would love nothing more. Been talking to his dad a little bit and just kind of gauging where's Braylon at. Braylon Staley's ready to go prove to the world that he can play wide receiver in the SEC, right? He's been patiently waiting his turn. Give me Braylon Staley. I hope that's who we're talking about on Sunday. I would love nothing more.
And I hate to sound like a young Hubs here, but I mean, yeah, that's who I was going to say because, again, the slot position has been awesome for Tennessee outside of last year when Squirrel White was dealing with tons and tons of injuries, right? I mean, he hit it hard in 23, Hyatt in 22, Valus in 21. That slot position is dynamite for Tennessee. So I think Braylon Staley, if he can stay healthy, right, is in for a massive, massive season. So, I mean, that's who I was going to say as well. Give me your Joey Aguilar stat line, and then we'll call it quits here.
Golly, I was just listening to you guys on the VolQuest podcast, and what was your bold take that wasn't so bold? Did you say
yeah, my bold take that wasn't so bold was
2?
Like it was 245 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. That is not bold whatsoever, but that is my stat line. I think
that's pretty good.
I think if he does that, like Tennessee's not blowing them out, but Tennessee's winning comfortably.
Yeah, give me 250 and 2 touch. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right for this game. And I think that's pretty good because I think Tennessee is going to have success running the football. So if you throw for 250 and 2 touchdowns, give me 0 interceptions. I want 0 interceptions. I don't want to come on the internet all week long and hear about, oh yeah, but he threw an interception, but just like that scrimmage. Oh, Joey threw a pick 6. He sucks. He's awful. No, come on. Give me 0 interceptions, 250, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
All right, you guys got a show this morning as well, like right after this airs, right? Or depending on when you listen to it, I guess. At 10 a.m., is that when you guys go on?
Yeah, 10 a.m. We got the boss man coming on. Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com. Shout out to Cainer for hooking us up with that one, man. I've wanted Brent to come on for a long time. I hate asking my friends for favors and be like, hey, by the way, I enjoy collabing with you, but can you get the boss man to come on? You know, but
if you knew how many times people are like, dude, you're great. Like, thank you. Like, hey, can you shoot me AP's number? Like, Brent. I used to go on Nashville radio all the time, and now I look around like Brent goes on one day, Austin goes on the other. I'm like, well, shit, I guess I'm never going on again.
It's like, I hate doing that, but I was sitting there. I may have been sipping on a little bourbon. I was watching Mike, Keith, and Hubbs at Calhoun's, and I'm like, gosh, man, I just got to get Hubbs on. So I texted you. You made it happen immediately. So that's what we're doing tomorrow, or right now, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Me, Coach Jay, found me. We're going to be talking with Brent Hubbs. Saturday, game day, we do a tailgate show an hour before kickoff. The fans get to come on, man. You get to hang out. We get fired up together. It's not professional at all. It is laid back, hanging out with the buddies, getting ready for kickoff. Then we'll go live immediately following the game over on the Talking Balls Network YouTube channel. Come check it out. Come subscribe for the fans, by the fans. Almost 32,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 35 by the end of the season.
Let's get it. That's Boogie Bentley, Talking Balls Network. Go check him out. Boogie, as always, man. Appreciate it. And I'm excited, man. Let's see what's in store, all right?
Let's go. Football season's here.
All right. Every single Friday, Locked On Talking Vols, segments 2 and 3. We sprint into game day Saturday with Tennessee football this week, kicking off the season against Syracuse. I'll have a postcast at some point Saturday night, so be on the lookout for that. I'll have some shorts. I'll have a pregame short. I'll have a postgame short I'll put on social media and on the YouTube channel. We have made it, everybody. Congratulations. Whew. Can't wait to watch Tennessee and react and talk about it and overreact with you here on a Monday morning as well. So this is Locked On Vols. Everybody stay safe. You're going to the game. Enjoy it. Say hello if you see me. And same time, same place. Let's do it again next week. This is Locked On Vols.